All right, what's next? We got Rotella on the floor of the House. Let's go to the Dome Theater.
Go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday, Congressman Massey and I went to the Department of Justice to read the unredacted Epstein files. We spent
Are we
about
still
2
talking about
hours
Epstein?
there, and we learned that 70 to 80% of the files are still redacted.
What the fuck? This is insane. There's a law. I mean, do I have to riff on this every single night? There's a law that says that it can't be redacted. And then these guys, members of Congress, my friends, if members of Congress are not seeing the unredacted files, what the hell are we even getting? What's up, Outlaw Dogs? Welcome in, Elite Domer.
In fact, there were 6 wealthy, powerful men that the DOJ hid for no apparent reason. When Congressman Massey and I pointed this out to the Department of Justice, they acknowledged their mistake.
Oh, yeah, our bad. Sorry about that, guys.
Now they have revealed the identity of these 6 powerful men.
That's so freaking pathetic. What was that in the background?
Men are Salvatore Navora, Zorab Mikaladze, Leopig Leonor, Nicola Caputa, Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, CEO of Dubai Ports World.
Wow.
And billionaire businessman Leslie Wexner, who was labeled as a co-conspirator by the FBI.
Damn, the names on the floor of the House. Let's go.
Now, my question is, why did it take Thomas Massey and me going to the Justice Department to get these 6 men's identities to become public? And if we found 6 men that they were hiding in 2 hours, imagine how many men they are covering up for in those 3 million files.
It's not just men. They're covering up for, it's not just men. They're also covering up for ladies.
But the story gets worse. The reality is that Donald Trump's FBI scrubbed these files in March, long before Thomas Massey and I passed the Epstein Transparency Act.
Thank you, Mr.
Now, my bill is clear. The Epstein Transparency Act requires them to unredact those FBI files. And yet the Justice Department said to me and to Congressman Massey, we just uploaded whatever the FBI sent us. And guess what? The FBI sent scrubbed files.
Oh, well, hey, Dan Bonagino was on that job, buddy. Careful.
That means the survivor statement to the FBI, naming rich and powerful men who went to Epstein's island, who went to his ranch, who went to his home and raped and abused underage girls or saw underage girls being paraded, they're all hidden. They're all redacted. It's a little bit of a farce. They're inviting all the members of Congress to go to see the Department of Justice, quote-unquote, unredacted files, but they've got all redacted files from the FBI. And it's not the fault of the Justice Department attorneys. They were just told upload things that Donald Trump's FBI had already scrubbed. It's a blatant violation of the Epstein Transparency Act, but it also...
They're trying to run out the clock, man. They're trying to run out the clock. They're trying to make, they're trying to get people to not give a shit about this stuff anymore. Well, good luck with that. Ballyho Comic Crusher, welcome in, Elite Domer.
A fundamental question. Who are they protecting? Why are they protecting these rich and powerful men, people I call part of the Epstein class?
What's up, Ben?
Why are we in a country where there is no elite accountability for people who do the most heinous things?
The Epstein class is a great name.
In England,
that's branding.
The king now calling for an investigation and possible prosecution of his own brother. You have in Norway the princess who no longer has support to be the queen. And yet in the United States of America, we have someone in the cabinet, Howard Lutnick, who is all over these Epstein files, who allegedly had business with Epstein after he was convicted of pedophilia and he still is in the cabinet. We need to ask ourselves, are we in America going to have elite accountability? Are we going to call on rich and powerful people who broke the law or cavorted with a pedophile, a convicted pedophile? Are we going to call them to account?
What's up, fun,
Are we
fun,
going
fun?
to have
Ely
prosecutions for billionaires who went to this island and either raped underage girls or saw underage girls being raped and didn't say anything? Are we going to have investigations? I'll tell you what this is about. It's not just about the 1,200 survivors. It's about 2 tiers of justice in America. It's about people who can accumulate wealth and power and don't have to care about the rest of America. They have destroyed so much of this country. Income inequality is at a 6.
The last apartment that I was at, I would go to this Ford's Garage. It's a restaurant out here in Florida, and I was always hanging out with the same bartender on Saturday in the afternoon after family friendly fortnight. I would always go there, grab a burger, grab a beer, hang out for like an hour with this guy. It was kind of the only human interaction I had for like a year. It was great. But this guy used to work at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, and the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando has a gigantic property. It's walled off. It's got a golf course in there too. And for him to work there, he had to sign, everyone that works there has to sign an NDA, because those are the richest people that are coming here to vacation and take their kids to Disneyland and blah, blah, blah. That's kind of where they stay. So him and every employee there had to sign an NDA that they wouldn't talk about anything that they saw there. And he's like, dude, some of these guys, they would ask me if I wanted to have sex with their wife as they watched. So once you get into this high echelon of money, what's the next thrill that you get?
50-year high. Workers' salaries are less than they have been for 75 years as a part of GDP. Somehow this country seems to be working for the rich and powerful.
I just broke that guy's NDA.
But it's not working for ordinary working class Americans. I say enough. It's time to begin with accountability for the Epstein class.
What's up,
Hold
Dustin?
them in front of Congress. Those people who visited the island or did business with Epstein after he was a convicted pedophile.
That sounds like great streaming. Don't tempt me.
Investigate them, prosecute them, and let's return to democratic accountability in the United States of America. Let's return to one system of justice in the United States of America. Let's return to a place where every American has a stake in this country.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That sounds like great freaking streaming to me. Pull everyone in. Pull everyone in. We want to question everyone on the record, under oath, in front of the TV cameras inside the dome. Ron Cargo says, Deuce Bigelow. Here we got someone calling out Howard Lutnick.
Vice Chair Ted Lieu.
Oh, it's Ted Lieu.
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. We have an affordability crisis in America. Americans are drowning in bills and in debt, and we know grocery prices continue to increase, the cost of everyday items continue to increase. One large reason is because of Trump's tariffs, which are increasing prices. And what are Republicans doing? They're putting into a rules vote that we can't even introduce bills to challenge Trump's tariffs. They're trying to silence members of Congress from even introducing bills to try to stop Trump's.
Sharon's here says, gavel to gavel, my friends, tomorrow, if I may, must watch doming. We will be covering the Pam Bondi hearing tomorrow. If you can, try not to watch any clips of it tomorrow. Just scroll past it when you see it on your social media feed, because we will watch it in full. No Echo Dome, Democrats and Republicans. It could be a long stream tomorrow night.
Harmful tariffs. Any Republican that votes for this rule owns the consequences of these harmful tariffs, which are increasing costs. Now I'd like to talk about why Howard Lutnick must resign. Howard Lutnick knew Jeffrey Epstein was evil. I'm just going to read you
What's up, Speed
some
Valley
of what
Hope?
Howard Lutnick said in his own words. He called Jeffrey Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever. He said that when he
Valley
and
Hope
his wife
UFO
visited
Johnny.
Epstein's house, Epstein showed him a space to, quote, get a massage. Lutnick said they get a massage, that's what his MO was, get a massage, and I assume that
he's reading the answer that Howard Lutnick gave to Podforce One, a stream that a podcast that we streamed. It's in our archives. I know what the guy said.
on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever, blackmailed people, that's how he had money. And then he gets weirdly close to me, and Epstein says, and the right kind of massage. This then caused Lutnick to say to the American people in an interview, quote, we'll never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. Well, guess what? The Epstein files new release shows that not only did Howard Lutnick lie to American people, he went into business with Jeffrey Epstein. He visited
This guy
Epstein
has to resign.
And Howard Lutnick did this knowing how evil Epstein was. Lutnick also lied to American people. And really the real reason he should resign, he's just like one of the most politically stupidest cabinet members I've ever seen.
Thanks,
he knew
Ted
this
Lieu.
stuff was the Epstein files.
Thanks, Ted Lieu.
And yet he goes and gives an interview where he makes up these lies knowing it's going to come back and hurt him. So he just got to resign for all those reasons.
Did he know that he was in the files, though? I'm not sure. This is Howard Lutnick at a congressional hearing today. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but this is like the main grilling clip of Howard Lutnick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Lutnick, as I said in my opening statement, you led people to believe that you had cut off all contact with Jeffrey Epstein after the 2005 encounter you and your wife had in his apartment. But as I'm sure you know, the Epstein files show a very different record of interaction.
Also, keep in mind, Howard Lutnick just happened not to go to work on 9/11. His whole company was on the top 3 floors of the Twin Towers.
Why do the Epstein files show you coordinating a meeting and planning a visit with Jeffrey Epstein on his private island in December 2012?
Thank you for the question. I'm glad to be here to make it clear that I met Jeffrey Epstein when I moved to a house next door to him in New York, right? And I met him then. Over the next 14 years, I met him 2 other times that I can recall. 2 times.
That I can recall. The dude is just saying what we know now from the Epstein files.
And that is none for 6
1 second, I broke my headphones. This stuff is driving me fucking crazy. It's driving me crazy. Okay, we're ready.
years. So 6 years later, I met him, and then
what's up, Eddie? Welcome in, Ely
I
Domer.
met him, and never again. Probably the total, and you've seen all of these.
You've met him 3 times, and you got invited to the island for lunch with your family and kids. Nah, bullshit, man.
Documents of these millions and millions of documents. There may be 10 emails connecting me with him. Probably about 10 emails connecting me with him over a 14-year period. I did not have any relationship with him. I barely had anything to do with that person, okay?
Secretary Lutnick, I think you understand the root of concern here. It's the way you described very emphatically your first encounter with him in his apartment, said you were disgusted, would never have any contact with him again. Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation. My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it, but
Mr. Secretary, again, as I said, there's...
Yeah, how do you get invited to a private island with just 10 emails? I'm emailing the wrong people.
Not an indication that you yourself engaged in any wrongdoing with Jeffrey Epstein. It's the fact that you believe that you misled the country and the Congress based on your earlier statements, suggesting that you'd cut off all contact when, in fact, you had not. When you visited the private island, did you see anything inappropriate during that visit?
The only thing I saw with my wife and my children and the other couple and their children
Who was the couple?
Staff who worked for Mr. Epstein on that island.
And you realize that, you know, this visit took place after he'd been convicted, right? I mean, you made a very big point of saying that you sensed that this was a bad person in 2005. And then, of course, in 2008, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution of a minor. And yet you went and had this trip and other interactions. Did you have a dinner in Epstein's New York City home in 2011?
No.
So the information that suggests that there was a dinner with Woody Allen and Woody Allen's spouse at the Epstein residence,
You mean his daughter?
There's nothing to that, is that right?
I actually don't know what you're referring to. There was, look, I looked through the millions of documents for my name, just like everybody else. And what I found
That's not funny, buddy.
There was a document that says that I had a meeting with him on, in May, I think, for an hour at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Not dinner or otherwise, for an hour at 5 o'clock.
All right. There's also a reference to the fact that Epstein had expressed an interest in meeting your nanny. Do you know whether Jeffrey Epstein ever met with your nanny?
Oh, boy, did he.
No, I saw that. I had no idea what that was about. It had nothing to do with me,
No
as far as I
interaction
know.
with him on that?
No, as far as I know, no.
Would you, Mr. Secretary, be willing to ensure that the file is complete to share with this committee and the Congress your own records, any records you have that relate to Jeffrey Epstein?
I will surely talk about that. I hadn't thought about that. I have nothing to hide. Absolutely nothing.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Why didn't you go to work on 9/11?
Again, I do think this goes right to the heart of the question of credibility based on the Secretary's earlier statements. I hope to pursue some of the other issues in front of the hearing as we go on. Thank you.
Senator Kennedy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank
you. What a awkward moment for Howard Lutnick. Look at that guy. Youch. Yowzer. I want to be able to, maybe we can see, what's up, Ely Domer Sinley? Nice to see you. Maybe within the next couple of days, there will be some kind of supercut made, because like they go into like the Commerce Secretary stuff. I don't want to do an Echo Dome with that, because we'd be like bouncing back and forth too much. It would be very hard to find just the Epstein questions. So what I'm hoping is within the next couple of days, a channel out there will put together a super cut of the Howard Lutnick Epstein questions, and then we'll just watch all of those together whenever that's ready. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson asking if Howard Lutnick should resign.
They sent over their response, and not surprisingly, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries banned it almost immediately. I think they're playing a political game. I don't think that they're being reasonable in negotiations, and that's a real problem for them.
Mr. Speaker, Howard Lutnick had said that he had cut off ties with Jeffrey Epstein in 2005, but the documents that came out contradict that. Democrats and Thomas Massie say he should resign. Do you think that Howard Lutnick should resign?
Of course not. It's absurd. Howard Lutnick is a great Commerce Secretary. He's done an extraordinary job for the country, and Thomas Massie should stop playing political games.
Do you have any concerns about Lutnick's ties with Epstein?
I don't know anything about that. I know Howard as an individual, and I trust his word on it. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we trust his word. Oh, my God. These people are they're going to drive us all crazy. That's the plan. They're going to drive us all crazy. I trust his word. He just lied to us.
All that, I'm not sure. You have to ask others.
Do you have any interest in reviewing the unredacted files, sir, the Epstein files?
Of course, I have an interest. For me, it's timing. I've got Chairman Comer and many of our
timing. Oh, I don't got time for the
Chairman Comer.
Oh my God, these people.
I have a lot of faith in him and his ability and his team. The lawyers of oversight are going through it, and members themselves, as you know, it's unredacted and available to everybody. I intend to go down myself. Right now, I'm trying to keep the train on the tracks, and we've got to do all this stuff simultaneously.
Well, the train's off. The train's off.
The DOJ is complying with everything they're required.
The train isn't just off the tracks. We're in the Western movie where it's fucking flying off the tracks that don't even exist anymore, buddy.
We still have a pending report where they will formally explain why some of the redactions were made. But I think it's a good move for them to put the millions of documents in the SCIF so that members can go in and see and verify this for
when
themselves.
Can we
There's
see
some
it?
Good work, good review being done on that. I applaud it. It's important. We have to make sure that justice is carried forward for these victims, and we're all committed to that.
On reconciliation.
It goes much deeper than the victims, bro.
What's that? You didn't think I read it.
Oh.
Did you record it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. But I took it out because...
It goes much deeper than just the victims. Yeah, this is how important justice for the victims is. This is how important ending the Illuminati is. Or at least taking a big bite out of the Illuminati. Okay. He's stalling to get his footing, says Sedan. Aria the cat, everybody. Hi. Did you hear me yelling at Epstein stuff as always? Is that why you're here? Eddie says, I'm going to have to get a Mr. Rotella hoodie. Dude, Eddie, they're they're $39 free shipping. I make no money. I make no money off of the merch. It's more important, if you guys believe in the brand, it's more important to me that you guys wear the brand, that you guys feel a part of the dome than to me making like $5. So everything that you guys pay is at cost, it's free shipping, it's great, great stuff. I wear mine every day, it's super comfortable. All right.